Before the Northmen saw their enemies, the ravens were already circling above the frozen fjord. In the old villages of the north, people believed black ravens carried the eyes of Odin himself. Women fed the fires before dawn, but even they avoided looking directly at the silent ravens. The warriors walked through the mist without fear, though the shadows above followed every step. The old chieftain watched the birds carefully, as if he already understood what they had come for. Axes, shields, and iron blades shook quietly against the wood of the restless longships. Beyond the cliffs, the sea opened like a dark path, leading the Vikings toward blood and fire. The chieftain tightened his hand around the burned wooden charm, carved with the mark of Odin. No matter how rough the sea became, the ravens never left the side of the ships. When the weak northern sun vanished behind black clouds, the warriors knew the omen had begun. Far across the frozen shoreline, another village waited silently beneath the night fog. The warriors entered the freezing water without hesitation as the longships scraped against the rocks. Iron axes slid free from leather belts, while white breath rose into the bitter northern air. The attack came suddenly through smoke, mud, and screaming voices echoing across the sleeping village. The first burning roof lit the darkness, while terrified families disappeared into the frozen night. Wood splintered, shields cracked, and wet boots slammed through mud beneath the sound of raven cries. Even above the fire and panic, the sound of ravens continued circling through the dark sky. As bodies covered the battlefield, the black birds slowly descended from the northern clouds. For the first time, the young warrior looked into the dead eyes of a friend beside him. Rain mixed with sweat and blood, while the old chieftain fought beneath the screaming northern wind. Across the ruined ground, shields, bones, and broken weapons disappeared beneath black mud and ash. The young warrior stood motionless, unable to forget the terrible silence after the slaughter. As the Vikings sailed away, the ravens followed them like shadows carried by the northern storm. Winter tightened its grip across the mountains, while exhausted warriors marched through endless snow. Ice covered their hair and beards after days of surviving wind, hunger, and frozen darkness. Dead trees lined the mountain pass, while hundreds of ravens waited above the silent path. The old chieftain coughed heavily beside the dying fire, while snow buried the silent camp. The young warrior watched the distant ravens gather together beneath the endless northern storm. Through the blizzard fog, dark figures slowly appeared across the frozen valley beneath the ravens. Across the frozen valley, hundreds of warriors crashed together beneath a sky consumed by black wings. The battlefield dissolved into snow, blood, screams, and black wings beneath the freezing storm. The old chieftain finally collapsed into the frozen snow, while black ravens filled the storm above him. When the fires finally faded into the northern night, Only the ravens remained to remember them.